Good day, beautiful people. Over the past several months, I've been feeling increasingly fatigued, and not just a long day at work type of fatigue, something deeper. First, I blame my schedule, then I blame stress. Maybe I just needed to be more disciplined, which I do need to be more disciplined, but I think it is something deeper. I haven't been to the doctor in like 3 years. The last time I actually went to see this doctor was in 2023, and I haven't gotten my yearly women's checkup, so a PAP, ever since. Or actually, I didn't even get a PAP then. I went to her for other reasons, but I haven't gotten a PAP in I don't know how long. And I've been avoiding looking deeper into the reasons why I possibly haven't gotten pregnant by now. But I've just been taking it as the Lord's grace for real, because Lord knows, I don't need a child, not with any of the best people I've been with. One, and two, it's just I'm still a child. I'm not ready. So, yeah, the Lord knows what he's doing. And I feel like it just hasn't been his timing, which is good for me. But outside of that, a lot of people have been urging me to make sure I don't need my tubes flushed, or there's nothing deeper and underlying, that I can fix sooner than later. And so in an effort to stop being stubborn and really be proactive with my health, I went to the doctor. And in that visit, she had pressed on my shins, and they were tender. There was pain. And I didn't think too much of it, but I knew that wasn't normal. And I kind of had this feeling before in the past where my bones ache to a degree that I feel like they shouldn't be aching at my big age, my medium-sized age. So when she mentioned vitamin D deficiency, it clicked. But after looking deeper into the symptoms of people that have vitamin D deficiency, especially Black women, it definitely clicked. I'm most definitely probably vitamin D deficient. And I haven't gotten the blood work yet, which I still am planning to do. I was supposed to get it at that doctor's visit, but they no longer do it, so I have to go somewhere else to get the blood work done. But the way my schedule is set up, that's just gonna have to get done when it gets done, because I barely made it to that appointment. So in the meantime, I went ahead and ordered some good old supplements. Now, I got a really high dose of 50,000 IU, and I don't know what IU stand for. I got this, which would be a weekly supplement. I take it once a week with some food. I just had pizza, some veggie pizza. I've been staying away from meat. I've been fasting from meat for the past 6 days. My body gets to a point where I become narcoleptic when I eat, and I feel very sluggish. And when I say narcoleptic, I not literally, but low-key, high-key, something's wrong. And that's also the reason for the visit. It wasn't just that I needed my PAP. I also was this is affecting my work. This is affecting my day-to-day life. I cannot function. I've been constipated, and I something ain't right. And I know when I get like this, and I've gotten like this before, to where my body's just not digesting properly. It's not processing properly. And I'll just fast, or I'll go back to a vegetarian, plant-based diet for a while until my body regulates itself again, and I start to slowly introduce meat. But I didn't want to go through this loop again. I want to get to a point where my body is operating at its maximum functionality. I want my body to be efficient, and I feel like I do eat pretty healthy, but I have issues that increase over time, or reoccur from time to time, that I constantly have to go through these ebbs and flows of figuring out what to do to get my body back on track. So we're gonna start with the vitamin D plus calcium. I got calcium carbonate pure powder. I wanted powder because I really don't like taking pills, and I'm already gonna have to be taking this. So it's only once a week, so that's not that bad. But I just didn't want to be popping pills for real. So I want to mix this with something, probably water, because I think it's like doesn't have like a strong taste or flavor to it. I've been drinking okra water. That has been doing wonders with my hydration and has been helping a lot with just getting things starting to flow again. But with all the issues that I've had with my gut, with all the issues that I've had with being dehydrated, I've been drinking that the past 5 days. I follow this doctor. I can't think of his name right now, but I'll put it on the screen. At first, I just saw a couple of videos, and like the videos were just so good and so helpful that I'm like, I might as well subscribe at this point, because his content is very valuable and it is very informative and helpful. And one of the things that he was recommending was okra water. And I'm growing okra in my little patio garden, so yay me. I love that for me. I cut me some okra, I chop it up, chew on it, throw a couple pieces in some water, let that soak, let that marinate. And honestly, it's not as slimy like as people. I thought it was going to be a lot thicker and a lot worse than it actually is, to be honest. It's no different than like a saliva type of consistency. You know how some people's saliva, it'd be like, you know, you can pull on it or whatever, like when you spit, like it got a little elasticity to it or whatever. It's not that bad. Like I know probably comparing it to spit wasn't the best thing because some people are itched by that, but like it's really not, like the viscosity of it all, it's not that bad. So I've been loving drinking that, and that's gonna honestly be like a go-to. Water hasn't been hydrating me. If anything, I feel like water is dehydrating me more when I'm just having straight up plain water. So I'm loving adding fruits to it. Cucumbers, okra is gonna be my new go-to. I don't want just plain water anymore, at least with some like lemon or lime or something. It's gonna have something to it. Now occasionally I might drink a plain water bottle because, you know, it just is what it is, but I'm going to try to incorporate like fruits and vegetables in my water as much as possible, because it's making a world of a difference in my hydration. But let me like bring it back a little bit and why I feel like I am confident that it's vitamin D deficiency. Now, when I'm talking about, I don't know if I got into it or not, but I don't think I did. But I was working out like 4 to 5 times a week, doing reformer Pilates in the fall. As of this year, and like as months have gone on, my body has been aching and I've been increasingly fatigued, and I try to stay active, but that only exacerbates everything. And it's like, I love feeling sore, but it's like I'm hurting down to my bones. And like, yes, like your bones feel sore like on a normal like scale of feeling sore, but like when I say like it's like bone chilling down to like deep in my bones, not just like a, oh, that was a good workout, like I did something. Like it's like, no, I'm aching and something don't feel right. But I never deeped it for real because I've just been so busy and I've been so tired, and so I've just chucked it up to like my schedule and chucked it up to stress and just chucked it up to just like me being tired, you know. But now, like in hindsight, when I was doing dance, and I stopped doing dance because I felt like it was so hard on my joints and it was so hard on my bones. Like when I tell you, my body would hurt and ache in a way that it wasn't just soreness. So I stopped because I was like, okay, this is clearly too physical or too like hard on me. So Pilates was a lot gentler. It's still challenging, but it's not as like physically impactful, or like, y'all get what I'm trying to say? I get what I'm trying to say. And so like I stopped running and I stopped doing all these things because I felt like it was too hard on my joints, too hard on my body. But now it like makes sense. If I am vitamin D deficient, if I am like calcium deficient, if my body's not absorbing all the things that it needs to just function, and they're growing weaker, of course all these things are going to weigh like on my energy and on my body. So I'm like actually really excited, not only just to get back into the swing of things and just like do the things that I want to do, like my hobbies, my projects outside of work. I haven't been able to commit myself to my personal goals because I don't have the energy. Like it's one thing to say like, oh, I don't have the time, and at first I just thought I was being lazy or like I'm just not disciplined enough, but it's like I legitimately don't have it in me. I have suffered from anxiety and depression in the past, and I did have a bout of depression back in March. It's June now. Ooh, girl, time is flying. But like, I was dealing with a lot, and a lot was being thrown at me. That was not only just in the physical, there's a lot of spiritual warfare going on, but that's another topic for another day. But like, in hindsight, being deficient makes sense. Like, it just makes sense. And looking at other people's stories and looking at other people's experiences, I'm praying that this works for me. And if it doesn't, like, there's at least I'm on the path of trying to figure it out, right? At least I know it's like, it's not just me. At first I was checking it up also to like me just being like ADHD or whatever, and like but I feel like a lot of that also can stem from deficiencies. Your brain is not functionally, your brain is not functioning at its optimal capacity because like you're lacking the nutrients to thrive, you know? I say all that to say, I will be documenting my journey with taking vitamin D. I, as someone who don't like going to the doctor, encourage you to go get a blood panel, like go look at your numbers and do your research. Like, do your research, see what you need to do for you, whatever it is that you're dealing with. Do your due diligence. You deserve it. You deserve to feel a sense of normalcy. You deserve to feel like you're able to function day to day, and not just function, but thrive, you know? And I'm declaring healing for myself, and I'm declaring healing over any of you that are watching this video and are in the same position, that have like been experiencing either chronic illness or chronic fatigue and just not feeling like your full self. We all go through life. We all go through things that affect our hormones, affect, you know, our mood. And a lot of that can just stem from what's going on a cellular level. Like, what's going on from the inside does reflect out, you know? So I feel like if we can really fine tune understanding what's going on the inside, we can really help control some of the things that are showing up in our lives. A lot of the content that I plan to post will be about like me gardening, me trying to build enough food supply that one, I can maintain and sustain, but two, can preserve and save for emergencies. There's a lot going on with the economy. There's a lot going on with inflation. There's a lot going on with the food supply. So I'm just not trusting a lot of stuff that's in the stores. And as much produce as I can produce, I want to. As many things that I can make from scratch, and buying, like using my money wisely to buy full, whole, nutritious ingredients, like freshly milled flour from like wheat berries or whatever grains or whatever, that like have the full germ and all the nutritions and all that good stuff. Like, I want that, because honestly, like baking a cake from a box cake and baking a cake from scratch, the time difference and the work difference, it's very, very minuscule. Like, it takes but a couple of more minutes to throw flour, baking powder, baking soda, whatever together, versus having all of those dry ingredients combined, because you're still adding eggs, you're still adding wet ingredients to the box cake, you know? So it's like with that, with bread, with a lot of things that we buy and store that we've become so codependent on, to where we lost our relationship with food for real. We don't really know what stuff is, how stuff is made. And I feel like it's honestly so basic and simple that we sometimes overthink it and make it harder than it needs to be, when we just need to take the time to like really learn and try. And through trial and error, like it's honestly not that bad. There's people out there showing you how to on YouTube and the internet, like everywhere. So honestly, if you have the will to do it, and the energy. You know, the getting the energy together is one thing, and that's the point of this video, is like, you know, finding underlying causes that can get you there. But then once you're there, you know, taking that energy to sustain yourself and prepare yourself, because there's a lot going on in this world. And people call me a doomsday prepper, and it's like, it's not so much doomsday as much as it is the reality of the world that we're living in. Like, are you not peeping what's going on? Anywho, I said I would be doing garden videos. I will be doing more cooking videos. I haven't been posting as much because I just want everything to be perfect. I be feeling like I don't be looking good, my hair don't be right, like I need makeup, I need all this other stuff. But honestly, like, this is real life, and I just need to get over myself and just post. So that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, I feel like I've ranted long enough. I had a script and I just went completely off script, and this just is what it is. So I hope you enjoy this video. I hope you want to stick around for the journey. I really don't know where this is going, but yeah, I want to do some art stuff too. But yeah, slowly but surely we'll get there, to the art and the fashion and the yeah, I want to do a lot. But right now we're just gonna start with getting ourselves together. And yeah. That's all I got. I hope you guys are having a great day. See you in the next video.